Word on the street, I'm a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. Taylor want a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. One nigga out like an outbreak. Chopper start, send me the house shit. Niggas with it in the pound case. I eyes on your chin, better watch what your mouth say. Deal with the footballs, got a nigga tripping. Fuck it, nigga keep sipping. AK with the beam on it. Clip sold on like a lean on it. My nigga like behind bars. Move 100 pounds for a nigga beat the charge. Jack down in the play, watch a fuck. If a nigga try to rob, fucking hit him with no. Word on the street, I'm a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. They don't want a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. 100 bands on your head, get the job done. Throw it up, nigga, where you from? Whole hood hot, cause your nigga hitting licks. Ain't made a meal yet, but he still nigga rich. Stick 'em up, stick 'em up, stick 'em. How you want it, nigga? Full of the semi. Looking for the cash, searching for the bag. Young nigga wildin', throwing up flag. Shooters on the roof with a scope. Money they gon' treat you like the Pope. Keep me in the post.
Hello. How is everybody doing? Get on in here and drop some comments because the comment section is looking dry. But thank you guys so much for being here. Please get in here so we can go in on this show, get out all things the Changeling, because after this, we ain't talking about it no more. Like we gonna have to really, just really take a minute to get into it as to why, normally I try really hard not to leave you guys hanging. If I start something, I finish it, especially when we're getting into something like a series. But I just had to go. I just had to go. Like the show, it had me and it had me strong. It was gripping. Then I was like, you know what? This really don't deserve any more of my man hours. Let me just set up a live and hopefully give you guys what you need. But I have some wonderful guests backstage. I cannot wait to hear their opinions. Like, oh man, I'm hoping it wasn't just me. Judging by these comments, it wasn't. But before we get into that, let me see what you guys are talking about. And then we're gonna meet the ladies backstage and get started because we got a whole lot to talk about. Let's see. Miriam Smith, hello. Thank you so much for being here. You guys be sure to hit that like button. Let's get as many people in here as possible because this is the last of the Mohicans. Let's see. I see that you were shocked to see my nephew in the comments for the crow. Yeah, thank you so much for sending your nephew. I appreciate that when you guys just go and like, hey, go watch that video. I was very pleasant. He left your name and everything. It pissed me off so bad. We gonna get into it. Let me save my comments. Monique 69 Ways Johnson coming through to be nasty. Hey girl. No, she's not. But the 69 ways, just take it there. Hey Tyra, hey chat. Thank you so much for being here. Monique, hello. Breathe. Thank you for being here. See, 69 Ways Johnson. Y'all already know what it is. That's I appreciate y'all for rolling up and already knowing what it is. Let's see. Never watched the show. Okay, maybe we can get you into it, Monique, but I don't want to spoil anything for you. We will be spoiling everything for this season. So if you plan on wanting to watch it and engage, leave and come back later. Let's see. Hello, Dante Spot. A waste of time. I watched the finale twice to make sure I wasn't tripping. I did too. Let's get on down. You were not by yourself. Like, hey Monique, hey TG, everybody is in the house. Thank you so much. And trust to have a 30-minute episode. We gonna get into it, y'all. But just diving in, you are gonna get my opinion as well as these two ladies backstage. I am so happy to have them here. I would love to introduce K by Black to the chat. Hello, K Black. How are you doing?
Hi. Told you I was coming back.
Thank you so much for being here. And not just you, I am very happy that this go around, unlike last time when we discussed the other Black girl, we have your co-host here on your podcast. Welcome to the stage. Like D-Ram. I'm sorry, I'm gonna do that.
You got the whole duo now.
Yes. Be sure to
How y'all doing? I made it this time.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you guys here. For anybody who is going to ask before we even get started, yes, we have somebody on the panel who has read the book. Kay Bly did the homework and she read the book.
I
So
always do my homework. This
I'm
time I had it on ebook, so that way I could watch it and read it, and it was very convenient because I can pull it up on my phone. I was pulling it up on the iPad whenever I could. I finished the book like that. It
really
wasn't nothing.
okay. Well,
Like
I'm
a vase.
hoping that you can shed some light and some insight on, a few things that made us go, what? Like, what the hell? But I'm gonna kind of give you guys the forefront for a second just to tell my audience what you guys do over there on your podcast and where they can come and find you. Go ahead, lady.
So we are Horror and Hooch podcast. Myself, Kay Bly, my co-host, Miss D Ray. Horror and Hooch, the name says it all. We are everything horror, and Miss D Ray right here is the bartender. We talk about books, movies, TV shows, music, memes, everything horror with a little drink on the side.
With a little drink on the side. Yes, ma'am. You can find us on TikTok. We have a YouTube. We have a Facebook group where we love to act up.
And Spotify. So
And
if you
Spotify,
can't watch
anywhere
it,
you
you can
listen
listen to
podcast.
it. Anywhere you can find us. We are on all these platforms. Look us up on Spotify. Follow us, Horror and Hooch. If you on TikTok, we are at Horror and Hooch. If you are on Instagram, look us up at The Fifth Wall. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Fifth Wall, at The Fifth Wall, where you can find our visual podcast and see other little reviews. We do reviews of throwback movies. We do reviews of things that we're watching currently. We do recommendations of things to suggest, underrated horror movies. Find us, watch us, subscribe. The Fifth Wall. Find us, Horror and Hooch.
That's it.
Thank you guys so much for that. You better sell yourself.
Don't she do it every time?
Y'all on all the platforms. I wish. But as far as you guys' YouTube channel, I have left the link in the chat. So if you guys want to run over there and subscribe and come back so you guys can be linked in and check them out later, and also go on all of those platforms to find their Spotify podcast, go ahead and do that. I am not going to waste any time, ladies, because I'm really excited to hear your opinions on this, but I'm not going to just I guess front and act like I'm excited to talk about it in general. As far as myself, one word to describe how I feel about this show, I'm pissed. That's I just pissed. Because it's really two words, like pissed off, but like pissed is a really good word to just sum up my feelings. What about you, Kay Bly?
One word or two?
Just one. We try to keep it at one just to invoke that feeling.
Left.
Oh, that's a good one. D Ray?
Frustrated.
Oh,
I'll say frustrated.
That's a good sentence. Pissed, left, frustrated. That's what I wanted to happen. That's why we give one word. Pissed and left frustrated. Like, I would just really love to get into how we started off and how we even wound up pissed off and frustrated. Like, getting into the show, I really like the fact that the narrator was so involved and he was doing the opening narration for the show.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, then we're not gonna get anything misconstrued with the book and the translation to the show. It's just gonna be really, really good. And then, I get into my favorite. At the top, it says no selling crack in the 80s. Y'all already know when it comes to us as Black folks, we get a couple of genres. They love to give us, I got to do my shimmy, selling crack in the 80s. We get our power. We get, the Raising Kanan, Snowfall, which I miss. And I love all of these shows, but often we get, just one particular theme when it comes to a Black cast on Black shows. So this was so refreshing to me, and I was so excited. What about you, D. Ray? How did you feel when you just maybe saw the trailer for the first time for the show?
Oh, I was excited.
Mhm.
Mainly because I am a Lakeith fan. So that instantly sold me. I was happy to see him in something new. And then I love the actress that played the mother.
Mhm.
So that was a draw for me. And I was like, okay, the Changeling. I remember this being a book. Let's see where this gonna go. I was excited.
K. Bly?
Oh, I'm gonna watch anything that have Lakeith Stanfield. So you, uh, his face just sold it for me. Number one,
Not
Mhm.
his
that's all
face.
you got to do is say his name. I'm gonna watch it. That's Bay. Number two, if Black horror. If you
Yeah.
show me something that's gonna be Black horror, I'm automatically going to be sold, and I'm going to
Yeah.
jump in. I will judge later, but
Mhm.
immediately I'm going to be sold off of Black horror and Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh man! Once again, you guys hit that like button. Them comments cracking me up over here. I see beautiful gowns, like look, just beautiful gowns. That's all I have for commentary. I like you guys. I was so excited. Like as soon as you see Lakeith is attached to something, he has that much notoriety as an actor. It's just like, oh, it seems like he only attaches himself to quality. So I was really excited. And then I believe he's like a part of the executive producers. I was like, oh, come on, Lakeith, give us something.
Yeah, he
Especially with the
stepping.
drought that I believe we all felt when Lovecraft Country was snatched away. I was like, okay, here we go.
We can't
Now,
talk about that.
what I will what I will say is just watching the trailer, you could not tell me that this wasn't going to be a limited series situation. I
I
thought
thought it was gonna be limited
yeah,
too.
I thought this was going to be a limited
Hmm.
series
Me too.
situation, and getting into how the story unfolded, I feel like that
Vet not
they
to.
it just I feel like it was maybe supposed to be that, but they tried to stretch it, and I
They
got
did
bothered.
stretch it because, like I said, I read the book in like a week. I was done with the book. I was done in less than a week. And so when I saw they were stretching it, I'm like, the story actually didn't have to take this long
Yeah, yeah.
to get through
You
it.
can feel it. You can feel it with every single watch. Let me get this super chat here, ladies. Thank you so much, Jane C. Welcome to the chat. Episode 7 and 8 sucked. Hey, ladies. Hey, Dave. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. But episodes 1 through 3, I put intriguing and thought provoking. Those past and present parallels between Lillian and Brian versus Apollo and them kind of doing the same thing. I was so
Right.
with this. I was so here for the first 3 episodes, even
Hmm.
though it told me that this was not going to be amazing. Kayla, how did you feel about those first 3? Because I believe they dropped the first 3 at the very same time, so I was just
Hmm.
gripped right away. How did you feel about it?
They did. And also Melina Matsoukas, who was director for Insecure and
Hmm.
Beyonce and all that, she's attached to the project too. So I knew the cinematography was going to be beautiful as well. Apple
Hmm.
TV does a really good job with their editing and with their camera work.
Yeah.
And the first 3 episodes is what made me go and get the book because I couldn't wait for the next week. I was like, I can't. I needed to know immediately what was happening right there because I was just rattled because I watched the first 3 just like that, and
Hmm.
I was like, I'm not waiting a whole week to see what happens.
Wow. What about you, D Ray? How did you feel about those first 3 episodes? Were you iffy or were you just up for
Oh
everything
no.
that they had to come?
Oh no, I was sucked in. The first 3 episodes was it. It was a draw immediately. Like she said, cinematography was amazing. The story caught me, and I really thought there was going to be something to Apollo because he has so much like he's telling a story, and I'm thinking, okay, this is about Apollo, not about Emma, not about this baby. But I'm like, Apollo gonna do it. And mind you, I have not read the book,
Yeah.
so I was drawn in like, okay, let's see what Apollo's story is all about because he was the god Apollo, and I just knew that meant a whole lot. And yeah, 1 to 3 had me ready. I don't
Yeah,
think they
why?
kept the momentum.
Oh, no, not at all. Like just like you said, the repetitiveness of "I am the god Apollo." I was like, oh, he finna unleash some shit by the time
Right.
this series ends. By the time we get, into those maybe episode 5, 6, we're gonna see what that god Apollo really do. I'm like, oh, it was just a statement. Okay. I mean, we do see, which we will get into, roundabout moments where between him, Emma, and people like Cal, there is this stronger than usual like capability about them where they do seem to have power, but we're gonna get into what I really think that is versus what we thought it was in the beginning. But yeah, damn, once Apollo cut that string, I was here. I think everybody had a collective like, damn, why would you cut it? Tie that on, like why would you do that? The whole sorceress sitting by the waterfall, and it was just really gripping, and I was really here for it. The friend having finding out, her two wishes, having that baby on the train, and then we just cut into like what looks to be Emma losing her damn mind. So this was great. Like, what really took me, and you would think that would be such a small thing, Apollo's dad, Brian, rolling up with his face all blue and that blue smoke coming out. I was like, I really want to know what that is. Did any of you guys really care about that? Because I was like so intrigued by that, and I thought that was going to be such a big thing.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I got the book. That's why I got the book. I was like, I need answers immediately. I was not trying to wait to find out.
I was like, ooh, his daddy gonna snatch him and swap him out at 4 years old, and it's gonna be just like the baby. Like, I had so many premonitions of what this was gonna be, and then I was like, oh,
I love this. I am the god Apollo. That was his white side.
That was his positive affirmation. Y'all gonna get off Apollo, okay? Let him have his affirmations on his life.
At the end of the day, Apollo is not.
Let's see, Apollo is
okay.
Apollo is arrogant as fuck. Let's see, but I enjoy it. Yeah, very. How we gonna be arrogant and slow at the same time? But we gonna get into it. What song he sang and the blue smoke was coming out. We don't know exact. I mean, I've seen a couple of comments saying that they felt like the dad was saying help, but I'm like, with the agenda that he had, I doubt that he was saying help me. I don't think so, but I never even just took out the time to make out what the dad said because I didn't know. It was a bunch of roaring like a lion and whatnot, but maybe Apollo's dad is, somewhere chilling and not in that suitcase. But getting into those first 3 episodes, I think we all pretty much had the same amount of questions, or as we love to say on my channel, in my Beyonce question, we had questions, and I thought that these were going to get answers. What happened to Apollo's father? What is Lillian hiding? What was Emma's third wish? Is she possessed by something? Is she a witch?
That's the big question.
Can't lie, she over there burning with information. She read the book. Let's see. Why did Emma chain and beat Apollo to the Pope? I still don't know why that happened. Let's see. Can anyone be trusted? Because everyone is lying.
No.
Is Apollo a changeling himself? Where is the real baby Brian? And why was the blue smoke coming from Brian's mouth? And what did he do to Apollo? Those are the basis of what the questions I had and the questions I expected to be answered by the time this series ended. I don't feel like we got all of them. We got some of them, but it wasn't as fulfilling. Did you guys have any of these, same questions?
Definitely.
I had all of them. All of them. Yes. All of them. Mm-hmm.
Were they answered?
A piece of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the most frustrating one that I didn't get answered was number 3. Emma's third wish. Her friend was talking at the table, and we was 5 episodes down the road before we ever got back to that topic. I was so annoyed.
Man, we gonna get it. Let me get this super chat from Luna. Thank you, Luna Cascade. When I watched the series, I tried to see more of the real life subtext, but for the book, I was more into the supernatural. Yeah, I think I had to come down off of my supernatural expectations and get into the subtext myself. Another super chat. Don't be trying trying to show up. Thank you, TG. Let's see. He was singing Part of Your World from the remix. I'm not about to play with you.
You talk about Lil Herb?
He was not. Yeah, I think that, which was great. I love the fact that we had all of these questions. We didn't have any answers. It was like, oh, there's so much to unfold. The main like complaint I have about TV shows, and I was like, oh, that's so predictable. We can guess what's coming. Like, I just love that we didn't know what the hell was going on. But at the same time, it was like that can only be stretched so far before y'all get on my nerves.
Like The Servant. Because see, Apple did the same thing to me watching The Servant. I watched The Servant for how long? And I still feel like I didn't get everything answered at the season finale, and now I'm mad.
Yeah, this very much so reminded me of The Servant as well. Lillian, don't piss me off. Like, Lillian in the first few episodes, you know, get the baby baptized to ward off evil spirits and all of this other nonsense. And then you just get like, oh, this is she's saying something without saying something. Lillian is hiding a whole bunch of stuff. Like,
Lillian had a whole lot of tea in that episode. She spilled a whole lot of tea, and I had to go. I had to really, yes, I had to really, really pay attention because she was dropping tea.
I think those first dropping tea, she dropping that hot ass coffee. She was making me mad. Lillian was getting on my nerves. I'm like, ma'am, this is your son. You are holding out on information, and like people are dying. Like, ma'am, please. But okay. Right. But just in the sense of those first couple of episodes, really getting into episodes like maybe 3 through 4 and some of 5, I was so intrigued with them really getting into their childhoods and them shrouding every single character in some type of mystery to where you like, oh, we can't trust the best friend. We can't trust Kim, the sister. Everybody seems like they are warranted to some information that both Brian and Emma are not. And the things that Emma is that she's going through, it seems like a couple of our characters, maybe Lillian, maybe Kim, have been there already. So I'm like, what the hell's happening? But how did you guys feel about just the mystery around all of these characters and Apollo, that backstory that we got on Apollo and Emma's childhood? I'm gonna let you go first, D-Ray.
So for Apollo's backstory, I really did not like the manager, the boss man. I thought he was gonna have some more sinister role because he just hitting on the mama, got mad, and all that nonsense. I really thought he was gonna have a more sinister role to play. But then when we got to Emma's backstory, we realized her mama had lost her damn mind too. I was like, so is it genetic or is Emma a changeling? Like, I keep trying to relate to who else was a changeling before because they keep acting like this is replaying itself. So yeah. I did appreciate a little backstory though, because to the outside world, I guess everybody was looking at Emma like, oh, she crazy like mama. Yeah. And they didn't realize what was going on. So I appreciate the backstory, but it ain't helped the rest of the story at all.
What about you, K-Bly?
I enjoyed the backstory of I like learning what was going on with Emma. That showed us, although they didn't really connect her backstory to where she is right now. Like they showed us the trauma of what happened, but literally that has nothing to do with her in this state. Like it has nothing to do with which Emma. Like her mom having mental health problems have nothing to do with her having supernatural powers.
Yeah,
unrelated. I understand why they tried to get us to see what was the dynamics between Apollo's mom and her rude boss until we get to her solo episode, and then we see like he ain't just he ain't just there.
Oh, y'all got a room, okay?
Right.
Oh, I like the backstory. Once we, of course, hindsight is 2020. I feel like they just kind of copped out with the situation with Emma's mother. And it was like, don't try to kind of spoon feed us that just to have us maybe conflicted. Like, oh, maybe, because at that point in the show, we hadn't seen what Emma saw when she looked at the baby. So it was kind of like, is she suffering from a type of mental illness? Like, but it was like, oh, y'all just, is that the sole purpose of, that being there? But with this show, you just really don't know. But I was having whole heart palpitations with her leaving that baby in the house alone. that was in the 80s. That was just, just
Right.
absolutely killing me. And these are things that I feel better about now watching the show and getting more into the subtext of it. Because once we got those first 3 episodes, I was just looking for straight supernatural. I wasn't thinking of nothing, as taking anything as face value. I was like, okay, yo, now what that mean? But so who gonna sprinkle what? So this mean that Brian was a changeling and Apollo, he got swapped out like I was.
I'm telling you, that was where I was going. I was going there
Like
with
they were,
you.
playing on our.
Y'all,
It's
I
playing
think
on
most
our.
people was overthinking way too much. There is supernatural stuff all up and through it,
But
but
they did it, Kay.
it
They
ain't
did it
all.
to us.
They led us that way. We weren't thinking they was leading.
Y'all went too far. People, I'm like looking at these theories and stuff, and I'm like, okay, there we got supernatural stuff, but y'all done went all the way down the rabbit hole of supernatural, and it ain't all that now.
No, but
It's there,
just
but it ain't
even just
all the way there.
the subtle stuff with our young Apollo being
Mm-hmm.
so engulfed in books and not really feeling, like an outsider, just being kind of a loner. I was like, this is changeling energy.
Right?
He's a changeling, but I'm like, if that's not what that was, he lives his life in books. He only like literally has one friend. So I thought that, and I'm still not sold on the fact that he's not a changeling. I feel like he still could be.
Or was at some point.
Now, one
Maybe.
thing I did do is go back and look because they talk about this in detail in the book. There's we've all read like Where the Wild Things Are as a child,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize they had a sequel to that book.
Hmm.
And this in the sequel, I can't think of it, the name of it right now, but the sequel to Where the Wild Things Are. And I'm like, it's a children's book, and in the
Yeah.
children's book, there's a older sister babysitting her younger sister,
Hmm.
and it's like she took her eyes off of her sister for a second, and fairies took the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And it was up to the big sister to go and try and get the baby back. And they talked about this book over, just like in the show, they talk about this happening to show you like the parallels. And when I'm thinking about it, because it's kind of like a picture book, that's kind of creepy for us to have been looking at as children.
Yeah.
Like,
That was one of my favorite books as a kid. Soon as I just saw the illustration of the book that was left to him by his dad, I was like, oh, that looks like Where the Wild Things Are and all this other good stuff. But I feel like the show slowly, not all the way, started to lose, which is pretty damn early by episode 4. I feel like they were trying to focus so much on William Willer and us maybe, is he or isn't he? Can he be? I'm like, who the hell ever trusted William to be anything other than what he turned out to be is the question. Y'all, we didn't nobody was really sold on William being a good forthright man who was just trying to help Apollo out of the kindness of his heart. So that really didn't do anything for me. I was really trying to focus on of course, Apollo's trying to find himself and he's mourning, but I'm like, he did a whole situation running through the library and the whole nine, and he's already out like really, really quickly. And of course, we know that Lillian, we learned that she called in a favor from a friend. I was like, okay, she don't know nobody. The only person that you don't know nobody, the only person that she could have possibly called is the old boss. And I'm like, so is this? I mean, what I was like, okay, well, if she called that old boss, and that energy that he was giving her in the episode, it's like, okay, why would he go out of his way for her or for the likes of Apollo unless this was his son? And then I was like, okay, you know what? This explains a whole lot as far as, I think when this came on and we saw Brian, Apollo's dad, we were like, what?
How? How?
I think everybody did a collective, like, you know what? Let's
I thought they was
pull it
doing that
back.
creative casting stuff.
Let's
They just
not
be
be
casting anybody.
let's not be judgmental. All biracial kids don't come out the same color. That the hair on the face, the facial hair is a little, come on home, Charlene. But that could be his dad. We don't know. It's looking real, black around the face and around all the other features. But I can't even save it. Do we think that this boss or whoever he is is Apollo's real dad.
You know, we don't
Let me
want
tell
to
you.
think that Lillian shady or nothing, but you know,
No, Lillian straight up
she got
shady. She straight up
secrets.
said that she knows she made some bad decisions in getting with Brian because she know what she was doing. The date that they was in that hotel kind of sets the marker of what Apollo's age is, and she pretty much used Brian as a couple. You know, she knew she pretty much used Brian, and she feels like maybe she kind of deserved some of the abuse from him because she knew she had secrets too, and he was an and you know that's why she almost justified some of it before she decided like I can't take it no more, because she's like, you know, I'm holding the secret from him, and he always suspected her of cheating anyway. Like he knew she was like doing stuff, and he found the receipt from the hotel.
But like even with the show, which I guess what pissed me off, they never like they never said
Yes,
anything
ma'am.
outright. It was just like it was everything always still had a question mark at the end. And I was like, don't flip the pages at the end of the episode to go like, aha, like his name was in the book. They was in this room. I'm like, okay, well, it would have been nice to get like a confirmation. Everything has to be a fucking riddle. And I got really annoyed.
I
D
agree.
Ray, do
I
you have
agree.
anything to share on that?
I mean, it made sense as to why he kept buying him stuff,
Mhm.
and when you would see him in the office in the beginning, because I was like, okay, he trying
Mm-hmm.
to holler at her, but she got this kid. You know, she
Yeah.
got this kid. She got a man at home. But once you see the hotel, you be like, oh, because that's his baby. Okay. So I mean, it was annoying that we didn't get like a clear cut yay or nay, but we kind of did, I guess.
We didn't
That
though.
episode 7, that was their way of saying. I mean, everything is like you said, a mystery. Nothing is straightforward. It's irritating. Like I said, I was frustrated, um, because also I might be jumping too far ahead. I'm sorry, but episode 7 also ticked me off, because y'all gonna act like that lady in the gold dress, like y'all don't know who that really was, and I just say it. Just the dead lady in the gold dress was not a dead lady in the gold dress. Um, but y'all don't want to tell us that either, so it's frustrating.
We
I,
we
I
we
read something. I read some theories about that whole thing too, about the whole gold dress theory.
This
we please put hold on, hold it. I was say that like I'm y'all got me itching now. But where I feel like things were back and forth, because even when we have situations with him making advances towards her and buying her things in the office, then it's like, if this is your actual son, why would you insist that she work on a certain day when she clearly says my son is going to be at home alone? Please don't do this. Who would do that to their own son? Like, if this is, did he not know? But I'm like, but if he didn't know, then why would he get him out of jail? Like, I just really wanted a clear cut answer instead of us spending so much time on www.com William. We spent a lot of time with William's ass. And I understand that
William,
they were trying to build up to that reveal, which was a good reveal, but it was like, it was nice, but I don't think any of us ever trusted William or thought he didn't have his own motives. But I just, yeah, all the Easter eggs, the child's play on the little yacht, the little boat. Once they beat William to a funky ass pulp and he hopped back
And
up,
he got back up.
I was like, all
there go that supernatural again.
right, that's
He was unfazed. He got back up. He didn't moan. He didn't groan. He ain't try to wipe nothing. He got up and put his glasses on.
yeah, at least still got my glasses. It was just a whole lot of this here, and I once we got to Brother Island, North Brother Island, I just got more and more pissed off. And I'm
The
not gonna
island was
say
connected.
completely pissed off, because I was intrigued just to be here. And then once we got more into Cal, and I put Cal's magic in all this damn fiddly faddly la la la. Y'all already know what that means. I don't even gotta I don't even gotta explain that. Fiddly faddly la 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 constantly coming out of Cal's mouth. I was already frustrated with the show not really giving us clear cut answers, but still trying to just really sink into that mystery of what's really going on here? Is there more that meets the eye? We talking about realms and portals, things like lions, tigers, and bears, oh mines, fairies, warlocks, witches, and your mind just goes down that path. But us not getting a clear answer like ever from Cal for like a very long time, I got really, really mad. And then with Apollo, I am the god Apollo. Where's my? I was
when he showed up, baby, he was yelling on the island like somebody could hear him.
First of all, he had PTSD, okay? That man lost his wife and his baby, and he had to go to Rikers Island to prison. It all happened back to back. Leave. Y'all don't get off Apollo.
No, go to hell, Apollo, because all of them did that little second guess that he had to do, and that's when I get more into the subtext of him maybe just giving William the benefit of the doubt versus somebody like Cal, because William's a man, and the whole thing with the book, and it just seems like for a minute Apollo was really, really naive and gullible, and it was like, boy, if you don't come up, like, hello, like it shouldn't take for kindergarten, eating the children, balling the babies, for you to be like, oh, it was you the whole time. Like, I just told you.
I want you to know that first initial realization when out his mouth popped kindergarten. I was like, we talking about pre-K? Like, I was so lost because I have not read the book, and I must have missed something in between. And I was like, who the hell is kindergarten? Like, why is we going back to the school? It was so frustrating. No, and I was like, okay, we're talking about the kids on the island. What are we talking about? And then that was the end of the episode. I think he just yelled kindergarten, and then it went off, and I was like, what the hell? And at that point, they had lost me.
I like the reveal, him unveiling his true self. It was good, but I wasn't as shocked. I was really trying to get more into the island, and because Cal was being really, really vague, and I thought it was just because, like, oh, this is a man, they are trying to protect the women and the children. Like, no, she's just vague overall, just period. I was like, girl, because we see, which frustrated me also, it felt like we were kind of going through the motions and being repetitive once we kind of have him looking for Emma tread through those same waters, and then we get another episode with Emma reverting back to what she did when she was there. I was like, how long are we gonna stay on this damn island? Like, I'm ready to go and get into some other things. Like, all of a sudden, just the world, like the thing that felt really, really grand at first, those first like 3-4 episodes, it felt real condensed and small once we left the city and started going on that damn island. But anything else to share on Apollo and any of this situation here with him going through the motions? And like I said, with that subtext, I'm like, okay, he's maybe giving William just that benefit of the doubt merely because he's a man, but I thought it just made him like, well, I gotta do this because he told me to get his wife, and I gotta listen because he told me. And shut up.
Y'all gotta give Apollo some grace. He just got out of prison. Okay, he got out of prison.
It just all sounded stupid to me. It just all like after the therapy sessions, William come with the facts and the tea, but how, Sway? Why? Then y'all got stuff with him online, and then at that point I thought it was To Catch a Predator, and he bought the book and all this. It was a lot of convoluted rigmarole in getting to the core of who the hell he was. And I was like, kindergarten. Okay.
we spent a lot of time with him from the moment that, because we meet him at the end of episode 3 going into the rest, and it feels like we spent so much time with William's ass. And I was sold once the initials were WWW, and he's talking about he has all these connections and he's everywhere. I was like, okay, there is clearly more than meets the eye with William. And then they don't even try to like conceal anything. He like literally turned into Boston Plain or some shit like that by the time they were getting more and more towards his goal and what he was really trying to get on that island for. I was like, oh, y'all could have had me. I ain't need all the fiddly faddly fiddly dee. Fiddly faddly foodle. We need that. But but it was nice. I did enjoy the reveal. But by the time we got here, I was like, okay, I'm not mad at this episode. I was, a little ashy on the island, but getting into Emma, and we finally get to see the photo, and we finally get to see the Changeling. I was like, okay, because for a minute I was like, girl, that baby ain't even crying like that. He's not due. I'm not seeing what she's seeing, but we finally get to see that, and why she had to do what she needed to do. I did like this episode a whole lot better, even though we were still reverting back to Apollo on the island, trying to get those answers, and him, the little girl, and reading the book to the kid. I'm like, why are you reading that haunting ass book to them kids? You could read anything else. You could read anything else in the world, Apollo. God damn it! But
outside over there. I had to look it up. If you guys ever look at this, find this book, Google it, Outside Over There. This is a very strange story to read to children about fairies kidnapping babies.
But K Blah, how did you feel, once we got to see the baby Changeling, or just, and also getting back? I'm gonna just leave Apollo on the ground, even though you don't want to leave him on the ground. I'm just leaving him over there because I was here in the episode for us really getting into Emma and the witch, because we get to see, like, she not only visited, because we thought the visit was maybe once, and this was like, no, sis changed her whole clothes. You had intent and went to seek her out, even though you were told not to, and you not only visited once but twice, and her kind of stepping into all of this energy and whatnot to reveal this painting at the end, and whatever it was doing to all the menses, including William.
I think this episode provided us justice for Emma, because at episode 3 we all thought that she was crazy. We was like, did she really just kill this baby and knock the hell out of Apollo? Like, we was mad at her too. Like, when he went to the library with that shotgun, we was rooting for him. But then by episode 6 we was like, she's not the bad person here. Like, it kind of showed us like, oh, okay, like we should have been listening to her all along, and we were not. And
you would. I would.
Because I was on Apollo's side. Excuse me.
Oh, were you now?
I was never over there. I still got PTSD when that baby bit her while she was trying to feed it. I was like, get it out of here.
It was, and we also got to see that her, I don't know if you would call them, I guess, her characteristics of being a witch. We saw her floating away at the beginning of the episode. Like, when she walked away from, when she found that twig or something in the crib, she literally like glided away. And then at the end of the episode, she had that blue glow to her. So we not only had justice for Emma, but we had proof that she is in fact a witch.
Yeah. What about you, D-Ray?
This episode, I'll be honest, it gave me some clarity, but then it also irritated my soul, because to see her go out here in this cave on purpose, she went to this cave on purpose. After you done visited this witch, you got this stuff going on, you go out here, you take this picture, and now people are looking at the picture. Y'all don't want to show me the mother picture? I need to see what they were seeing. Because she, like you said, gliding across floors. She got this aura. She done slapped this baby from here to Timbuktu. And what's going on with her? Because if she's a witch, and she couldn't figure out what to do with this changeling, or what was going on with this changeling. It wasn't adding up for me. I was looking too much, like you said, for the supernatural in it. So it gave me a piece of clarity. Now she went crazy. But then also, but what the hell is she? Because I needed to see what the little white man seen on the computer screen.
This is the first part, because I went and rewatched everything before we did this. Normally, y'all, I watch the episodes once and I give y'all the review. I'm not, I watched it 3 times and I'm gonna give you Easter eggs and give you no, I'm not doing that. This was the first time I was like, is this all just allegory? Is there any supernatural within here? Now, of course, in the end we do, but getting here and just hearing Cal say things like, Emma said such and such you be here. I told her it would take a god to find this island. Or just saying, in a roundabout way, so many statements are made about Emma or Apollo, just to say that a person, especially a mother, will go, it's amazing what they'll do when they're seeking out their children, or, for somebody they love, and just kind of getting into the strength of a woman. And I was like, is that what this is? I was really here for the supernatural.
Right. I was looking for it.
I was really here for the supernatural, wanting to get into Emma's third wish because I was like, you couldn't tell me that she didn't wish to be a witch or wish to have this divine power or just something. And then this was her transitioning into that or trying to get that wish, but before she got the wish, Apollo cut the
Messed
string
up.
off, so that means that the soul was forfeited and now the witch is possessing her body, and that's why she whooped Apollo's ass. I was just trying to I was
Now, why
really
I didn't
just
see
trying
that
to
theory online? I could have ran with that. I could have ran with that.
I was trying to, piece stuff together that maybe wasn't here to begin with. And I was just like, even though we're making progress, what if this is just supposed to be a statement for Emma just stepping into her womanhood and at this point, I just feel like William and his crew are just a whole bunch of incels.
William was definitely an incel.
And it's just like, oh, like this, this energy from this picture is just I don't know, it was a whole lot, and I was very, very conflicted, but it was nice, like you said, to see Emma get some justice and to let us know that she wasn't crazy, even though I never thought she was. And unlike Kate Bly, I was never on Apollo's side. Let me see
I
what
was
this
not confused.
nope, dumb is dumb. Apollo is killing me. Why would you go on a random boat with a random man?
Because he was out for blood.
Ma'am, no.
Apollo
On the
said,
random
this
boat that
crazy
he
lady
magically
killed
had an
my
app
baby,
for.
and now I went to prison. I'm going to go to the ends of the earth to find her. He was not in his right mind. Apollo was prepared to die. Y'all got to remember that. He was prepared to end it
We
all.
ordering Uber boats. That was killing me.
Was that a white woman a savior or something? It's always
She
a white
tried to be.
savior somewhere. No, it's not even about Apollo being dumb in that moment, but just stuff like, oh, I thought you didn't know how to drive a boat. Oh yeah, I just learned right here on this app, and I thought like, well, yeah, I want to meet Gretchen or whatever the wife name is because he said that I should do like, what is she talking about? But I was riding with Apollo for like 2 seconds. By the time he met the wife, and it was just like, even though we told you 10 times over this man is not who he is and he killed his children or his child, even the wife said, he's like, oh, I gotta go back and check because I just know what you gotta go check for. What you need
I need to hear
confirmation
what he
for?
got to say.
What the hell you need confirmation for? And then it's just like, oh god, I was just really over Apollo in the naivete of it all. You need no damn confirmation. But okay.
Y'all just ain't gonna give Apollo no kind of
Before you-
grace for being out of his
Nuh-uh.
mind
I did.
and
No,
having a trauma
you
response. He was traumatized. How would you feel if somebody knocked you silly and killed your baby?
I
And
gave
before
him.
we,
I mean, he ain't know it wasn't real. He ain't know
The
it
show
wasn't
was
real.
walking the fine line, Kate Bly,
You
of
know?
just stupidity and me feeling
Fool.
sorry for him. And I did feel sorry for Apollo. Once she hit him and he gets out and the face is cut and you can see that of course
And
he's
high.
withdrawn, he's depressed, he's lost. I know like he like has every intention of just taking himself out. So
Yes.
I had a lot of sympathy for Apollo, but for certain situations I was like, boy, if you don't get your ass
And he had to go to prison just for shoot. He didn't even shoot nobody in the library. He just shot the gun and they sent him to jail. He didn't do nothing.
He scared them ladies, okay?
let's
They
see,
was fighting for their lives.
Emma's magical bone straight hair. Now, I ain't no supernatural scientist or nothing, but if her hair is naturally looking very, very curly, it was annoying the shit out of me that not only was she filthy for a long period of time, I could let that go because she was seeking out her child, but why didn't her hair never return to the curly state after she was getting up out them waters? I was that was sending me. She was swimming and all. It was just it's like that was like really, really sending me that her hair never returned back to the natural curl pattern. It was just bone straight for no damn reason. But like you said, we did get
I did not even think about that. And now I'm gonna have to go back and watch how many episodes she had straight hair and curly hair and for how long. Because I ain't see her pick up no flat iron.
She needs some of that the other black girl grease to throw on her head because every time they get some of that grease there.
oh, I missed the super chat. Oh no, I did not got it. No, she yeah, once she hit the island, it was never curly again. I was like, all right. But everything once again, I was having a good time in this episode. Like you said, she was moving like a witch. Her body movement, her floating, her running faster. Just it seems like she had all of this power and agility that she didn't have before. More and more that she starts to seek out her son. But they was pressing it with me in this episode, just really trying to get it into our head that, you know, Emma's special. She's not like all the other mothers around here. I was like, okay, we got it. Can we move on? But
Oh yeah, because old girl tried to help her get the boat and
oh,
see if she can
know this lady from a can of paint.
get somewhere else. Yeah. And the dude was like, "Why don't you help her?" She was like, "Let her try. Just let her try."
No, all
She
of the
different.
leeway that Cal was giving her, like, oh, you mean tell me ain't none of these other mothers roll up in here and cuss your ass out and say, I need to find my daughter or my son or my whatever. But just because it was Emma, it was just like, well, okay, well, you know, you're special. So we're going to make these, you know, let you borrow the boat and bring back books. I was like, all right, well.
Well, maybe they was afraid of her powers. Like maybe they could, you know, like could notice that she was a bit more powerful than everybody else, and they ain't want no smoke. You see what she
Why
did
you
to
so
Apollo?
forgiving?
They ain't want none.
Why you so forgiving? I'm trying to understand why you so hard on Emma's side, because I just can't. I can't. Everybody get too much grace in this series.
I did like the bargaining thing, getting more into that kismet, like, oh, this is bound to happen. Like everything is like just getting more into that faith, like the fact that, of course, Apollo is all into books. She happens to be a librarian. And just the only thing that she pretty much has access to now with her being a fugitive is the books. And, you know, her being a librarian benefits her to where she can make those trades. But just the leeway that Cal was giving her or some of the other women on the island when the sole objective is to like keep this island under wraps. Like we are trying to protect these women and children. If anything gets out, it puts all of us in jeopardy. But just when this stranger comes along, it's just like, well, you know, she said give it a damn boat, so let's just give it a boat. It's like, okay.
They ain't want no smoke from Emma. They ain't want
I
none.
get
They
it.
heard what she did in the news. She was all over the news. They knew she whooped Apollo's ass. They didn't want none.
Oh. See Emma floating and straightening her hair to go crazy. Yeah, the bow, the hair. I was like, where is the girl? Apollo was busted upside the head with the hammer and beat by Cal's folks. What's up with that? Yeah,
He did.
And he
He
survived.
got beat up
And he
again when he got
survived.
to the island.
do either one of you have any insight as far as, because I still don't, why did Emma chain him up and abuse him?
From
He didn't
what
believe
I
her.
gather, from what I gather is that number one, he didn't believe her, and she did not want him to stop her from taking out the changeling because she knew that he saw the glamour. He didn't see the real baby. He saw the glamour. And she was like, if I don't do this, he will try and stop me. And if he stops her, she won't be able to go out and find the real Brian. Because if he stops her and says, Emma's out here trying to kill our son, they could lock her up, they could put her away. And if they do that, the changeling will stay there and she will not be able to go and get her real baby.
Oh God. All right. Thank you so much for the super chat, Dane. I see it. Kindergartner is a stupid ass villain name.
It is.
No, but that's the thing about this show. Every single episode has these subtle amounts of historical value to them. So you can go look up in something to collate, the name of an island, the name of the actual forest, the name of, you know, just kindergarten and what that originates from and the history of New York. Everything ties in. But if you're not willing to go do that kind of homework, it's just like, what kind of name is kindergarten? I was like, oh, sir, please.
The name is telling on itself. It makes a perfect villain name. He is telling on himself. He literally is saying, we got the children.
And all I heard was pedophile. I didn't understand. I did not understand.
Not pedophile. Oh Lord, yeah, it you know it makes a whole lot of sense why the name is kindergarten. But just hearing it outright, it's like, oh, mama's coming because I'm a woman and I'm strong and mama's coming. We get, towards the end and we finally see this blue light just illuminating from Emma. Kay, I'm gonna let you speak first on this matter. How did you feel when you saw this light and you saw the shock on Cal's face? Because prior to that, when Cal was working my nerves because she was giving Emma all this leeway, I was like, okay, you know what? This is probably a kindred spirit type of thing. She probably knows that Emma is a sister of a sister and she's, with some witchery too. So maybe this is why she's letting her take all of these advances. But the way she looked at her, she was in just as much shock as we were. So what did you think about this, Kay?
I feel like her seeing Emma in this state gave them hope that she may be able to be successful in finding her child. And if she finds her child, she can find the rest of them. Because they're like, if this is her power up, you know what I mean? Like, she went full on Super Saiyan in this moment. And they're like, if she can do that, she might can find her kids. We can get the rest of them. And it might giving her like a moment of hope there.
D-Ray.
All I know is that when I saw this, the clarity for me in this scene was not, oh, she powerful. It was, so we've been calling Cal the wise ones this whole time, and them heifers ain't got no kind of power. that was my thought, because they made it out to like Cal and all these women on this island was something special. Mm-hmm. But if y'all looking at her with this shock and amazement, like, ooh, then girl, you ain't nobody. And
D-Ray, I thought that too. Let me read the super chat because this it makes me mad. Let's see. At the last scene too. Yes, Luna. I don't know which one we talking about, but at the last scene too. Thank you so much for that $2 super chat, Luna. With that, when we have Apollo first arrive to the island and Cal is talking about this glamour, and we see the red string, we see the puppets, and she's clearly doing some witchery with these puppets. We see them moving in this motion, so it does look like she possesses some type of power. But like you said, with this, as well as, that last episode, child, I was like, so you ain't got no magic?
That's it.
This is all, once I say, just getting back into just allegory, which is cool. I just knew that. I don't want to spoil it, but that last episode, I just thought Cal was going to come through with the cavalry. I was like, oh, you ain't got no powers? Oh, okay. I mean, I thought she was saving something.
I did.
But before we move on into just pretty much that 6th, 7th, and 8th episode, Kay, do you have anything to share on those first few episodes as far as some of the things that are in the book that would maybe make a couple things make sense for us, or some things that we didn't see here?
For the first half of the series, it followed along with the book almost perfectly. But one thing they did kind of switch up was when they were letting you know that William and the photographer and all of them were Norwegian. They added that into the show, because I think it was like when Emma went off and she found that photographer guy, in the book he wasn't Norwegian.
Okay.
So they kind of switched that around a little bit.
What is the significance of them being Norwegian, if you don't mind me asking?
The significance plays in, okay, so that boat that you guys see sometimes in the opening credits was full of Norwegian people. When those Norwegian people got over here, they settled in New York and that little town called Little Norway. Mm-hmm. And that's where Emma is headed, to Little Norway.
Yes. Oh, makes sense. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, y'all. I had left that boat on the ground. As soon as I was like, I thought it was slaves on that boat on that first episode. I just knew it was because it's talking about some, knowing your history, and I'll show you who you are and all this other good stuff. I was like, so it's some slaves on the boat. But after that, I was
yes. If you kind of watch that last episode, they're trying to hint to you that the Norwegians got over here with help. And if you really watch, they're trying to tell you who helped them get over here.
Kindergarten.
That's what you do, right?
No, his ancestors was on there. But what helped them? Get over here.
Oh,
And they hint at it in that very last episode, like what helped, because they're saying that there was no way in that little raggedy boat they could have crossed them waters with all them storms and stuff by themselves.
Yeah.
And in the episode, the last episode, Cal even says the big one can swim.
Yeah.
So they're like telling you, like, with the significance of the Norwegian people, what the creature that helped them, and how that ties to Emma going to find her baby.
well, and didn't Buddy in the underground give some? He gave some backstory about it too.
Mm-hmm.
The
Man, ain't
people
nobody
live
got
under the
time for
city.
that. No, I like that. Were the was anybody in the library who worked with Emma also Norwegian, or did I misconstrue that?
If it is, that it was something they added on the TV show that wasn't in the
Okay.
book.
Let me see. I didn't think I saw none.
Okay. Well, yeah, I got the gist of, them having help getting over, but I never really just knew who was on the boat. Once I looked at it, I was like, okay, the boat's too damn old for Lillian to bring her ass over here on it. So if it's not some slaves, I don't care who on it. Ain't no black people on it. That's
Kindergarten ancestors.
Right.
But episode 7, I was kind of, restless at this point, because before this, we got into, which the subs had to drop down and tell me, Tara, I love when they be like, you're not understanding. It's, the glimmer. It's, this portal. So when the cops chase, I'm the grumpy old troll who was under the bridge. I don't know, the whole little city that was underneath
Under the sea.
underneath the island, and she's bargaining with those books, getting the information. Just
They added that. That wasn't even in the book at all. They added that.
the people underneath.
Yeah, that
And you
whole
could tell
subway
because it was
station.
like random. It was so random. To
That
be
was
like,
not.
we
Yes, that
live
was not in
under
the book.
city.
makes a whole lot of. We need that.
We didn't. We didn't need it.
You got to be
what was
invited
pissing
by
me
me.
off was, I don't know if that's in the book or not, but just Emma in the books and all. I was like, y'all been on this island a long ass time. Ain't none of y'all heifers went out to get no books, get no VHSs or no television. Y'all ain't getting nothing for these kids. Like
They stretched that out too for the TV show, because it was just mentioned that she did that. They didn't take a whole moment in the book to like elaborate Emma's story. They weren't even on the island all that long in the book.
Oh, child, because I
Well, the
was
book
like,
wasn't that
y'all
long
just
either.
making it seem like Emma coming through, like, oh gosh, she's giving us a library. We don't have nothing. I said, you mean tell me, Cal savvy ass, you've been waiting 50 years on the dictionary? Okay, girl, whatever. Like, just that, or just the women who could go out and bring stuff back that could benefit the island, because it was given prison. So I just was wondering why they ain't fixed it up the whole time they was there. It looked real dilapidated. But even with that, in comparison to the city that was underneath, I'm like, oh, if y'all got all of this going on down here, why y'all up there suffering? Because it had everything that a normal city has. Everybody's welcome as long as blah blah blah. I was like, well, hell, I would be down here living my best life if I had an option. Yeah, ain't nothing going on up there but the ocean. But okay, it makes sense that wasn't there. Yeah, and just the scooter, that fucking scooter took me out. Them speeding away on that scooter, child, I must have laughed. Thank you so much to the subs who was like, Tyra, the city is hidden. Because I was like, you mean to tell me Cal giving her ass all this leadway, then he, allow her to lead the cops to the hidden sanctuary, and you mean to tell me they got away on this little damn scooter going 2.50 negative 5 miles an hour, and they was just gone? Like, it was like, no, it's hidden, so they didn't. It was they put the glamour in the. Oh, go to hell! I just.
Yeah, they need that. That wasn't even in the. That was unnecessary.
But
we didn't need that part.
Getting into this episode, I loved a lot about this episode, and it was some things I was like, we still leaning into, not giving us any answers. This episode looked fantastic. Visually, kind of giving Lillian this moment to have this one woman production in the confinements of this little seedy ass hotel room. I thought that was everything. I thought it was brilliant. All the imagery that was on the wall, the callbacks to her roots and home, things that she was running from, things she feels guilty about, trying to become more American, thinking that America was maybe the home of the brave and the free. It's just like, no, getting here, I have to subdue myself, kind of hide who I really am, try not to speak so loud or show too much of my accent. I'm really trying to blend in when I thought it was going to be something else. And of course, we get into Brian, child, but. D-Ray, how did you feel about just episode 7 getting into and it's a couple of slides here for episode 7, y'all, because there was a lot going on. But how did you feel about this?
I agree with you on the visuals and the imagery. It was beautiful. The episode was very captivating, regardless of the bull that was going on, because it was a whole lot of nonsensicalness. In terms of y'all ain't giving me no answers, like you said. And I lied to you. I had to go and start Googling to get me some understanding, because she was telling a story, but she wasn't telling a story.
But
it was beautiful. Herself. The episode was beautiful, and she acted her ass off. If nothing else, this was her moment to shine in the series, and I think it was done well. But that's about
it. K-Bly, what about you?
I was here for all the tea she was that she was spilling, because we knew she had some secrets and stuff. We knew she was secret. We knew she was keeping stuff from. She was. You just had to. She was spilling tea in a poetic way. Okay.
We ain't come back for poetry.
She was trying to do it in a very literary and theatrical manner. She ain't just want to give it to you all at once. She was like, I'm gonna give it to you with like breadcrumbs over here, speaking in riddles and whatnot. Make you pay attention.
But we got enough of that shit with Cal. I didn't want it anymore. I wanted somebody to tell me something.
I wanted her to be like, he tried to do this to you. I took him out. I protected you. This is what happened.
Thank you. That's what was sending me this tape. Of course, from what I'm understanding, this was intended for your son because you were feeling guilty about what you ended up doing. Let me give, my little standoff or what happened to my son, because he's not going to see me anymore. He needs to know why I did what I did. But just in the mission, I'm like, you expecting your son to understand this shit? Some of it, her just, I love this comment. Adina Porter 8. She did. It was really, really great. She did a really good job. But it was I love when she was getting back into just her culture, because like a lot of this stuff in this show, it speaks to you in general terms and stuff you may go through as a person, a woman, a culture, just, whatever your background may be. So just her just coming over here with the best intentions and leaving just this uproar, her losing the brother, which is I thought her losing her brother was going to be more significant. And we were going to maybe tie that into this a little bit more, and because we see the shooting several times and get to know how it affected her, but it seems like that was just the sole purpose, just to say that since this happened, I'm going to go out of my way to protect my son because my brother wasn't protected. But I thought it was going to be more than that, child. I thought it was something, because I think it's mostly because I thought that she was supernatural for the longest time herself. And that maybe Lillian was, because they started off and sunk us in with the parallels of everything that was happening to Lillian and Brian. We saw it happening in current day with Apollo and Emma. So I just thought it was a trickling down effect, but that's not what this was. No. That's not what this was. It was, so much other stuff, but I did enjoy her pretty much confessing, dropping tea as K. The tea was cold. It was iced tea.
Y'all just gonna do Lillian too. Y'all just added. Y'all got something for everybody. I'm over here trying to give people grace and what they want.
And your race might come from
I liked a lot of the K-Bly, her reminiscing about the food, or even just about her grandmother and going for, the big fish or the big. I'm like, was the grandmother supernatural or into any kind of sorcery or anything? Like, you read the book, K-Bly. Like, what did that mean anything? Did Lillian come from any lineage of any witchery at all in the book?
Ain't no tea. Ain't no tea.
It's nothing. It's nothing. So Lillian has just been plain old Lillian this entire time.
Y'all, this whole thing was not in the book at all.
What? Vanilla iced tea. See that? They was right. Vanilla iced tea.
I'm
It
reading
ain't
some of
even
these
in the book.
comments. That just made me mad because you know what? Now y'all really trying to play with me. She's traumatized. Emma's traumatized. Apollo's traumatized. We is traumatized. Yes, we are. I'm even traumatized even more now with the K-Bly statement because man, what you mean this ain't in the book? Oh, episode 7 was vanilla iced tea. I would say peach tea. Let's see, going to the motel can be awful and dirty. Yeah, it was gross. It was very, very a product of its time. But man, you done changed the game with that statement. Like,
Right.
See, the show was trying to give y'all something extra. They was trying to let y'all see that she took out Brian. They want y'all to see that that wasn't the real daddy. They wanted y'all to see that, and that she made a deal with some kind of entity to
But
cover up
Lord,
his.
did she tell God to let her get away with murder?
I don't know if God will let you do that, but I mean, if that's what
I
how
mean,
you feel, but
essentially he
she
won't, but
made
that's who she asked.
she made a deal with somebody to say, if you let me get away with this, then I can be a better parent. And I feel like, I don't know if it, because I think she was upset because she feels like that deal that she made fell back on Apollo, that there's always a debt to be paid when you make those kind of deals, and that it fell on her grandson. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if that was God she was making the deal with, but she made a deal with somebody, and it cost her grandson.
let's see.
So
This
all
section
we
felt like a stage play. The sick man was heartbreaking. He was mirroring image of having no one. We gonna get into that and then some. That just threw me for a loop. Like this not at all being in a book. Like I don't even know what to say after that statement. Well,
nothing.
this was I did like this episode. I like the stage playness of it. So not Emma, because and you say it's just having an effect like trickle down to the baby, but it just seems everybody's suffering. Like Emma and her whole transition, like she went to wherever she went to sit by that lake with that woman. That was prior to, them ever, really just knowing each other or, any of that. So it's like how is the behavior here mirroring Emma so much? Because clearly they're both struggling as a mother, and you hear them multiple times. I wish I could be the mother that you wanted me to be, but I'm not that. Even though it means different reasons for the both of them, but with it being so close, I just so none of this was in the book. Nothing. Okay, it's
Did
fine.
she do a confession in the book? Did she at least
Did
say,
she confess
Apollo,
it?
I killed your pappy?
She confessed to Apollo himself.
Okay.
She
Where did he
didn't
do
she
that?
she ain't go to no hotel, wasn't no recorder, wasn't no dress, wasn't no sing along,
It
no
was during the
theatrical
argument.
performance,
I would
none of
have
that.
liked that, K-Bot. I would have liked that because so many times in the show we saw her kind of lie to Apollo's face, and you see him like really begging for answers, like you left me alone. My dad could have been there. What happened is something you aren't telling me. And pretty much all we're getting from her is, you should go visit your son at the, the graveside or whatever, and just
Mm-hmm.
just all of this stuff. And but between that and her cleaning up the aftermath of what happened along with Kim, I just knew that this was maybe a road she had been down before. But you saying that all of that is just non-existent, and what's happening to baby Brian is just an isolated event. So that means that nobody other than Brian is a changeling.
Listen.
I don't know. Would that spoil anything in the book? Because if it is, I'm just acting like I ain't say it.
I ain't gonna,
It
this,
disappoints me.
this whole episode was just created for TV.
But then it didn't even be like a big reveal. Like, and I'm still convinced that Brian is the trans
Yeah.
woman in
Oh,
the
the
Yes,
dress.
that's what they're saying, is that she they in order for them to not look for Brian, she put the dress on
dress on
Brian.
Brian.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That was wait, don't be ruining my surprise, y'all.
My bad, player. My bad.
I don't even think because it took me up on the second watch to like really low key put that together, and I was like, oh, because you see the in at the end of this episode, those gold or whatever sequence, and you see the figure hand her like the suitcase as like a gesture, like use, but you don't like see the face. And then of course when she goes in, you hear about this trans person that was in the dress, blah blah blah. Nobody knew who, and I'm like, oh, don't nobody know who Brian is. There's but I did it kind of came from out of nowhere, but we like instantly jump into Brian being a whole abusive, toxic asshole. I was like, well,
Yeah.
damn. Where that came
I ain't see it coming.
where did that come from? And it's just like, you mean to tell me you tried to get with this lady for almost a decade for this? You sought her out for this? But D-Ray, how did you feel about just really getting into him and how he was treating her? Because by the time they was having that picnic on North Brother Island, he was like, you could disappear. I could leave your ass here. I could do a bunch of shit. Nobody would care. Like nobody cares to look for you. Nobody would know. I was like, what kind of shit is this? But
I
D-Ray,
wasn't surprised.
oh, you wasn't surprised?
Only because he was way too nice in the beginning. I always thought that his like overexertion of pursuing her and all of that was just too much. And this could be life experience. But I was just like, he's setting up the stage for, I'm gonna put you on this pedestal, and when I get you and you mine, I'm gonna drop your ass to the floor. So when they showed this, I was not surprised. I was like, that makes sense. That makes sense why she was single.
Oh, man. This is a big stretch, Luna, for generational trauma. But I get it. I see it. I absolutely see it. Sins of the mother fall on the children. I see it. I see it, Kate. Why? I still was mad, even though I saw, all of those things. Kay Bly, how did you feel about Brian, and did you see it coming? I would say what upset me was the fact that I think by the time we got to that third episode, I already pretty much knew what Brian did to Apollo, because of course if we're swiping the kid up and we're headed to the bathroom, it's only so many things that can happen in the bathroom. So I pretty much kind of knew already what went down in there, but it was great to, I guess, finally see it. But they built up so much anticipation with it, especially with it being their recurring ass nightmare for Apollo. But yeah, how did you feel about him just having his receipts, child?
Even though they showed us, how kind of, abusive and stuff Brian was, if she wouldn't have left that baby in the house by himself, he wouldn't have been able to pull him in the bathroom to try to drown him in the first place. So, it wasn't, I'm not advocating for what he did, but Lillian, you not innocent though.
See, remember Brian was a cop, so his death had to be died. I was thinking about that because, at first he was a probation officer and, the whole nine. And then we transitioned into just him just pretty much being broken and being pretty much, once again, that generational trauma, being a product of his environment and seeking out Lillian to treat her in that way.
And pretty much telling her, you ain't got no family, you ain't got friends and stuff like that. So if I do something to you, who gonna do something?
Save you? Yeah. Exactly. I did like in this episode though when she kind of flipped it on him. It's just like, well, we're in the same boat. We know two of the same kind. Like you don't have anybody. You're here from this, that, and the third. If you were to disappear, but with him being a cop, I would think that there would be some kind of trail in New York City. But you know what? We just gonna let him rock for the show. But I was waiting once again with the receipts and her pretty much gaslighting Brian to make like, what are you talking? What are you talking about? Like, what? I wouldn't like, no. I have the receipts, but you physically hear her on the tape say like he must have like created it himself. I was like, so did you sleep with the man or not?
Right. Did you give the man the cheek?
If we're confessing and giving our family culture, our history, I never wanted you to have any of my culture. I want you to be American. I want you to be normal. I'm striving for this American dream. I just, Why are we lying on the tape if we're confessing? You know what? I'm just gonna be
That's why I said Lillian is not innocent.
like, why lie? It's like you still trying to paint a certain narrative around yourself, but with her not giving the absolute God honest truth, it's just like, okay, then I lean into the territory of her being an unreliable
Unreliable
narrator.
narrator.
And we just take what she says for face value, that this is what actually happened with the dad and why you knocked his ass over the head. But okay, let's go.
I didn't even think about that. See, now you got me in other conspiracy theories. Because did he show up at the hotel to catch her with the man, and then she killed him? See, now we thinking too hard.
Then we get here. I was like, what the hell? All of these alternate images of, because once we got to the man who's clearly suffering from AIDS, and we get a whole backstory on him, I was like, is that Brian? That looks like Brian. When she's checking
Yes,
in.
that I think that's how they wanted you to know that it was part of like a dream state of Lillian trying to tell her story with familiar characters. So she's trying to build this world around things that she recognized and try to tell her story in this kind of like theatrical way, like making a play out of telling this horrific story.
D Ray is killing me down there. Like, I don't even want to hear that shit.
No.
I'm trying to help her out. I'm trying to help you, Lillian.
It's like I'm a murderer, but a beautiful murderer. Like, I just
her like giving him peace. And once the episode was called Stormy Weather, I already knew we was gonna, get our Stormy Weather on in this episode and get some Lena Horne. I didn't think it was gonna go on for that long with that singing sequence, but still. But I was like, yeah, this is Brian. We have Kim over here, who I never trusted from day one. Because she always, she knew what her sister was up to with the chains. She knew a whole lot about the island and, the phone. And it was just too much. The exchange that she has with Apollo and the check situation. It just felt like she was lying. And then we have her here going, it's not a baby. That's not my baby. I was like, and like, what are we supposed to do with that? What does that mean? What does that mean? We got this character down here giving very much, this is William being the stank ass William that he always is, no matter the decade. And then we have, Clarkwood down here, whatever his name is. So from my understanding, we've seen him 3 times in the show. So he's the man that comes in the first episode saying he's holding state secrets. I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? What are the state secrets in the book, K-Block? Give us the state secrets.
I haven't told you this part wasn't even in the book. So
no, that's episode 1. That's episode 1 when he comes and he wants to, get the restroom key, and he clearly looks homeless. But I'm like, if he looks homeless and he's holding state secrets, how are we able to call in a favor and get Apollo out of jail? You know what? So no state secrets in the book?
No.
I read it. That's the baby man. No.
Is there just absolutely no tie-in outside of this being an alternate universe just to cater to Lillian's frame of mind? This doesn't mean anything outside of that. You know what?
Moving right along.
Right?
I'm over.
Oh, okay, Molly, you making me mad. You're making me mad because I invested so much into trying to think about why was, alternate versions of people in her story, and if it connected, to current day. You know what?
No, don't even worry about that part. Don't think too hard. Y'all thinking too hard. Stop thinking. Don't think too hard.
They put this here. Okay, well, how are we not supposed to read into it when we have people in different, eras looking the same? Because I seen posts like, oh, that means Kim is Emma's mama. Is Kim Emma's mama? Is she lying? And she's been her mama this whole time and not her sister? And this baby that she's saying is not my baby, it's Emma, and Emma's a changeling? You know what? Forget
y'all shooting the ball over the goal.
Emma is a changeling.
It's going over the goal.
But do we not have? Are we not warranted to shoot the ball? Okay, like they made us shoot the ball. We didn't know it wasn't going nowhere. Let's just move on since this had nothing to do with nothing. But yeah, what the hell is this at the bottom? What is that? What is that? K-Block, what is this beast in the wilderness in the ocean? What is this?
Some more shit that ain't in the book. I can't.
That's not in the book. Look at my car. Oh my
Y'all
god!
are thinking too hard because it's not in the book.
Now she done left the building. Oh my god! Welcome back.
Y'all overthinking this episode. Just take it for the tea that Lillian spilled. It's just leave it alone.
Oh my god!
Just leave it as Lillian's confession, and that's it.
So this is a placeholder in the ocean for Lillian's broken-hearted dreams and confessions and the shit that she did. This is nothing. Okay, you know what? So Lillian coming back as older Lillian, saving and bargaining with herself, and the whole that this is just all just a shrouded.
It was cinematography.
This is just all just for her confession that, you know what, I killed your dad. That this is all this was, and her feeling. This is, I killed your dad and I feel guilty about it. I took your father away, but I did what I had to do, and I'm a better mom for it, and I did my best. That's all this is.
Okay, he tried to kill you, and I saved your life.
You know what?
Just like that sea monster saved them Norwegian.
We're not a mess, Bree, because you know, like the fact that, because I don't watch anybody's anything until, because when you watch other people's reviews, it'll bleed over into yours, and I just want to give my unsolicited opinion. So after the show was over, I just ran everybody's stuff up, looking at stuff, and I was like, they making all kind of dots and connections that don't mean nothing. Got people working hard out here for nothing. Let me take this off the screen.
That's what, after I read the book and I start watching these review videos and stuff, and I ain't even want to spoil it for nobody. I just be listening to it like, boy, y'all are so wrong.
You could have told me. I thought we was better than that.
I want to spoil it for you.
Thank you so much, Luna Cascade, for the $2 super chat. It's a mantra. It's not in the book. Okay, I can understand.
When season 2 come out, I'm gonna have to be done read this book.
You're saying
it's quick. The book go by quick. They do it too much.
That's what I was about to say. You're saying that they added this to give subtext to her situation. Like, no, they tried to stretch out this book to give us a season that we didn't need. That's what this is. You know what? I'm getting mad. Lakeith, I thought you loved us. Let's move on.
I'm gonna love him regardless.
You know what? I'm just gonna skip through these next couple of slides, because at this point they don't mean nothing. We already discussed Apollo and Apollo being a chocolate baby for a reason, because that would never do. Okay, at least give me this, K-Block. If you don't, I'm just gonna leave. In the book, does it outright say that that Brian isn't his father and it is Charles Blackwood? Does it say that in the book?
Spoiler alert. If y'all don't want to know this, cover your ears. If y'all don't want to know, cover your ears.
Please, give me something. Make it make sense.
They didn't even talk about that man.
Wait, Charles ain't in the damn book?
Other than what we seen in that one episode with her leaving him to go to work. Other than that, don't talk about that man no more.
I'm so mad. So in the one episode, what happened in that episode? She
when she was telling Apollo that it was cartoon day and that she had to go to work.
So that's it.
And they'll talk about it no more.
So how can we just assume that Apollo just not a chocolate biracial?
Girl, you seen that hair.
Did she come? I mean, because it's too much time that had went. Okay, is this a possibility? Because now I'm getting mad. So did she? Because it would make sense that she has had Apollo Brian in her face constantly trying to go out with him, and of course she says no. I don't even like white men. But is it like I'm pregnant with somebody else's baby? I know I'm pregnant. I know my baby's gonna need a father, so I'm just gonna link up with this man and pretend it's his baby. Is that what this was? Is that what the guilt is? Like,
She was trying to move up in the world.
Man,
and she said she knew that she was making a mistake by getting with Brian. Like, she knew she had secrets as to why she was doing it. That's why she felt bad.
But why they can't just give us that? Why couldn't Miss
because the boss, she couldn't be with him. That was a married man.
Yeah, she said that when married niggas cheat. I have receipts.
Did we talk about him being married in the damn show?
She says when he confronts her, like, well, I could never be with him. You know, he's a married man, and he flips him. Like, a lot about him, and all, all this other good stuff. So
she was trying to cover up the fact that she was sleeping with this married man, and Brian was the one that was pursuing her. Like, he was like love bombing, like, hey girl, and she was just like, I don't want to be known as a side hoe.
They never mentioned him in the book outside of that. Oh, it's cartoons on. Do they say like she slept with him in the book?
Hell no.
Move on. We got a whole episode. Like, I'm just done with this. You are putting more fuel to the fire as to why we all are validated, chat. We are all hit the like button if you're validated in your festivity. We are all validated in this shrewd of a show. Let's get to this last episode so we can leave. This is so befitting. I put this here because this is how I felt about the episode. But at this point, this is how I feel about the show. Really? I just don't care anymore. Because right now, I just don't care. I was right to put this here. I knew I was doing the right thing. I really don't care anymore. Yeah. D-Ray, would you like to elaborate on anything that we've heard so much? Because K Bloss clearly came here to fuck shit up and leave.
Listen, she's not gonna stop giggling for the rest of this. She's going to giggle the rest of the way through. It happens often on the show.
At least we ain't got alcohol this time. It would be worse.
Oh my god, I don't have nothing to say about episode 8 other than this some bullshit. Because I'm where you were with it in the beginning. I thought this was gonna be a limited series. I thought we was gonna wrap this up real nice and cute, and we was gonna get the answers, and somebody was gonna explain to me what was going on with Mr. Pedophile / kindergarten. And yes, she's going to fall over and die at any moment.
Blah is going to die. Like, she's gonna go kill herself over there from laughter. She really did. Let's see. His new fake mama was a trans who killed his real mama and raised him as his mom. You know what? Get out of here. We got enough shit going on in this show. Oh, the unsafest choice. Thank you, Brie. I already know you're gonna be. I'm with you. Absolutely.
That ball way over the goal.
If Brian is not Apollo's dad, then Apollo is not of Norwegian descent. Nonsense, right?
Ain't nobody said in the book Apollo was Norwegian. Y'all made that up in the theory.
Wait, Brian wasn't supposed to be Norwegian, was he?
I didn't think so.
That was the extreme theorist that kept saying Brian is Norwegian, so therefore Apollo got to be Norwegian.
Well, I think everybody was trying to connect the book as to why it was held in such a high regard to Brian and why he wanted so hard to leave it and why Apollo was so connected to the book. The book has played like a very strong plot into the whole freaking show. So the book in correlation with him showing up. So all this was literally the embodiment of all smoke and mirrors. All the blue smoke coming out of his mouth, the smoke coming from under the door. Oh, y'all done made me mad. Y'all made me mad.
Wait.
So yeah, the big one can swim. That comment pissed me off. I didn't give a damn about The big what exactly? Because K-Blah already told us that shit in the water was not real.
Well, that little
possible?
little thing wasn't that Lillian scene was made up. Now it's
Yeah.
a big guy that came from the water. It's a big joker that came, but that little thing that Lillian saw, that was nothing.
No.
That ain't the big one.
We have the episode here. Like we have pretty much William deliver on his promise, you know, hey, if I don't see my wife, then everybody's gonna die on this island. We get the massive explosions. But of course the women get out somehow on time. I don't know. They're all, you know, boarding the little toot boats, and I don't got no magic. I don't got no magic. You thought I would, first of all, we say we don't have it. We don't really have any magic. It's just the strength from, you know, the subtext strength of a woman and her just, you know, being the strong cow. Pearl, her name is, it's all about you, Pearl. Pearl and all the strong energy that she has, but she never actually had any magic. Okay, Blah, I'm going to ask you a question. I need you to give me an honest answer. I won't be mad because I don't feel like Cal had any powers because how she was moving, and just she wasn't moving like somebody who had an advantage. Did she have any powers in the book at all?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
If she had any powers in the book, it wasn't nothing big. I think the only thing Apollo might have noticed is she might can do like little glamour stuff, but she ain't no. It ain't worth even talking about her having powers, child.
Okay, that makes sense. But they played on our intentions that she maybe had some, but yeah, that's why the shot came in. Like, oh, she's glowing. Maybe Emma is whatever. I ain't gonna ask nothing about Emma because if you tell me Emma ain't got worth a damn, I'm just gonna leave this shit altogether. D-Ray, because even with this, like you telling me that she was strong enough, like she scaled a whole wall. Like she scaled that wall like with ease. It was just her inner female strength kicking in. Okay. So then what the hell is the funky old troll who lives under the bridge? What the hell William got? Does anybody have power?
Yeah, that's Emma. Emma is for sure a witch, and there is a big one that's over there in the forest. So we got some supernatural stuff, but it ain't all what y'all thinking it is, though. We ain't got there yet.
Even with the big one, them making the island shake and the explosions in the trees, and oh, we got a tiptoe out there. I was like, I don't give a damn about none of this. Like,
child, they drew out that scene in the book. It was like a page or two where they were trying to get off that island. Y'all, they drew this stuff. So I thought the episode was gonna end on another note. I personally would have liked it to end where
in the rain. Yes, in the rain.
where Apollo was actually going to see Brian's grave, where he was going. I thought that they was gonna like stop it right there, where he was like where Apollo was able to see for himself that was a changeling. And I said, I can't believe they dragged this episode out. This did not happen. This was too much. Cal wasn't even climbing no walls in the book. I was like, where's she going?
Well, why? That's what I'm saying. Don't freaking play with my intent. Let me see, Cal. I gotta read this comment. Cal fell 25 feet, stood up, climbed the mountain in the rain with leather boots. William killed herself to become a big dinner in the sky with her son.
It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. Oh my god. Yo. My head hurts. Because I did not read this book. I was not prepared for Carrie Bly to come in here and blow me.
All my eyeliner is on this paper towel because I'm crying so much.
Now I have a different outlook on the show.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm stressed. Y'all laughing, I'm stressed.
This whole damn charade. Okay, let me pull myself together so we can finish. Okay. Okay. Don't leave no more comments. Because you see black on black prime. Please stop it. Okay.
Exactly. Please stop. Please don't say nothing else. Black on black.
Okay. So she doesn't have any powers. We get the women off the island on time. I guess they build up that whole relationship, that connection that Emma had with the little girl and Apollo had with the little girl and the mother, just for him to carry her later on and hold her weight down the damn mount. Okay. Yeah, so that was a whole bunch of nothing. But of course she tells him to stay there and you need to go find your wife or connect with your wife. We leave this and he had to go see it for himself. Like, I still, after everything, I still need to go check. It's really a
That's
change.
what I thought we was gonna get to. I thought they was gonna play that whole scene out because that was actually a really good part of the book of him going to the baby's grave to see that it was a changeling there. I really wish that would have been
literally a flash in the night. I thought they were going to linger in it also, and I haven't read the book, but just how
really
much incentive that you had Kim and Lillian putting on. You need to go, visit the grave, go see your son. I thought it was going to be a thing, but it's like if you would have blinked, you would have missed it. I was like, it was just like open the box, I'm attacking because I'm a changeling. And then we just cut. We get to where the maple leaves are. And D-Ray down there.
You just reminded me that her figuring out them leaves was ridiculous to me. But go ahead, because we're not gonna double back to that.
I got a whole section in the video for that review. Like, who the fuck don't know what a maple leaf? A lot of people like pipe me down. They were like, Tyra, because I was like, maybe because I'm from Texas, maybe because I'm country and we have trees out here. Maybe, it's just hard to maybe figure out what a goddamn maple leaf looks like to know that we need to be looking for maple trees. But that whole section of the show took me out. Let me get this super chat. Thank you so much, Trini girl. 999 super chat. You guys have been amazing. Please help us out. Yeah, that and us just pretty much getting to the end. Of course, he sees that it is a changeling, and we finally get to see the dinosaur eye from Jurassic Park, because that's what I put. 10,000 incel strong. It's a whole lot of them. It's a whole monitor, this whole underground setting underneath this carousel, I guess. D-Ray, share your thoughts on this, please.
Nah. This gave me I don't know if y'all watched now I ain't gonna be able to think of the name of the series. Okay, what's that series we watched this year?
From?
What did we like from? Yes, this gave me from. This made me go, what in the great hell? Because what is this eyeball? What does it? Why do we need it? What are we doing here? Where's the ending?
What, there is no ending. I knew it wasn't going to end because I was like, oh, we got such and such time left, and we ain't even looked to see anybody's real baby Brian or get to any children being anywhere. We're just, exploiting up on, I finally arrived. I knew it was going to, but the whole shaking of the island and the big one can swim, just letting us know that this figure, like the last thing we need to worry about is William's little ass. Like, it's a whole entity out there that's larger than life. Then they hit us with the Jurassic Park CGI. It didn't do anything for me.
I would rather have seen the creature, like, in its entirety.
With how they were moving this episode, I doubt they will ever show the creature. Because if it's that big, whenever they show it, it's going to be laughable, like everything else that we found out from Cable Eye. Okay, Blah, how did you feel? I see this comment, 10 incel strong. It was! It's incels! Let me read this comment. At this point, I hope she poured that hot ass tea on the real baby Brian. Oh, you know what I told you? I told you. You couldn't leave. Oh my God. And Emma in that same outfit. Yeah, Emma ain't showered,
the comments earlier was saying Emma looked like she stank.
But we gratefully wasn't no love scenes. Cause then I would have been cringed up. Like, she cannot throw that. That 5-day-old cat. But whatever.
5-day-old cat. They're swimming the highways and byways on the pellet boats in that goddamn coat. Ain't nothing no Emma cat but dust and book residue.
She said book pages.
That's all it says, dust and book residue. I thought this was gonna be such a serious discussion. I blame K-Bye. This is all K-Bye's fault.
It is not that. I ain't even gonna tell y'all the third wish because if that after that, you just gonna log off. You just gonna shut it down. You just gonna cut off StreamYard on everybody. If I tell you the third wish,
No,
I don't want you to.
That was about to be kind of like my final question. Don't, Kate. You know what, K-Bye?
You just gonna plug everything.
I swear I'll leave y'all here. I swear if I just go home and take a nap and we start over.
Y'all do not want to know that third wish because that's what pissed me off in the book.
Hold on. Does anybody in the chat care about the revealing of the third wish? Leave the comments now so we can go on. Let Kate just lay it all out on the ground. Please flood the comments now. Who cares about? Do y'all want that to be saved for the second season? What that third wish is? Because of course, as hard as we tried, we didn't find out what it was, and the bestie only said so much. So if anybody cares, like we finna do the players
club.
Put
your theories out now.
This is a whole players club moment. If anybody in here doesn't want to get murdered, get the fuck out. Everything's about to just go. Just go now. Just go. Let me see.
And it ain't gonna spoil nothing. It ain't gonna take away from what's happening in the story. It's just not what y'all think that it is. It ain't nothing what y'all think it is.
Because we're gonna have a moment of silence for it, K-Blah. Hold on. Let's see. Hey, honey. I stopped caring. Tell them, Nikki's in the house. Hey, girl. I saw you coming up there. I couldn't find it. Let's see. Tell us the damn wish, child. Nikki was so over the show. Let's see. Loving this live. Thank you so much, Bree. Me too. Okay, I ain't seeing no conflicting arguments. All right, D-Ray, we're gonna just sit back. Everybody gather your thoughts, gather yourself, gather your incels and your Jurassic Park dinosaur eyes. All right, everybody sit back. K-Bly, if you don't mind informing us, what is Emma's third wish?
I'm gonna read it word for word. I'm looking at it right here on my Kindle.
Because I'm don't show
the message. Let me take you there. Apollo says, "What was your third wish?" And she said, she gave her the first. We know the first one and the second one. And she said, "My third wish was for a life full of adventure."
A life full of ambition.
Adventure.
So you got your baby snatched because you wanted an adventure, so they gave you a damn adventure. Here you go. Snatch your baby. Find your baby. That's the adventure. Is that what happened? Is that what happened?
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. I
don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to say.
It's a dark fairy tale.
Fuck this fairy tale. Fuck this show. Fairy tale. Fuck these characters. Fuck a third wish. That is such a freaking cop out. Like a life full of adventure. Okay. guess she got her adventures. I'm gonna read some of y'all comments before we get to the end of the end.
Tell somebody say goodnight.
That better be changed in the show. Let's see. She took that butt naked picture. What? She took that butt naked picture in the forest because she wanted to go on a damn
That's the one. That's the one.
Like crime. Okay. She only needed one wish like Ray J. Let's see. Come on.
Just log off.
Come outside, Victor. We're not gonna jump. We just want to talk, Victor. Victor, the writer, you giving all that motherfucking illustration in the beginning, all your hot ass narration, spewing all that hot air to us as reviewers. Come outside, Victor. Come outside and bring Apollo's ass with you since he's a god.
Who can get it?
Let's see. They need to hit her with the hammer like she did Apollo. I hate it already. The fuck? Yeah. Myra said Miriam said goodnight. Said goodnight.
She just left.
Oh man.
I'm about to be right behind her.
Hanging up flat screen. Plasma. Hey Nikki. Asthma. This show ain't got no pumps. It ain't no medicine, no bars. It's trash. Oh, this is so disappointing.
Y'all had to read the whole book just to get to that third page.
Just saying, Luna, best believe the TV show will change that, or it's gonna have to, because it's not. If they stick with that narrative of I wish for adventure, it's like what? Okay. Let's see. I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
Black on black, we say log on.
You deserve to be hunted by a ghost face. Oh Lord.
Please log on.
Take it true. Yeah, let's see. Can you read the part after she told Apollo herself his son killed because she wanted a damn adventure? What's gonna work? Teamwork. Yeah, she wanted a whole adventure.
Teamwork.
She wanted an adventure. The phone is ringing. There's an animal in trouble. She wanted an adventure. It's okay. There's an There's an animal. Ryan. There's a changeling in trouble somewhere. Okay, we got an adventure. That's fine. Let's just get the hell out of here. I'm over it. Get to the getting into the ending here. I think we pretty much already know how we feel. Okay, Bly, season 2 and thoughts on the show.
They should have been left off at a better cliffhanger. Because what was that? I was mad. Because I knew if they would have just took it a step further and had, if they, instead of playing out the damn scene on the island running through the woods, because that was like a page or two, when he spent like a whole section with Apollo going to go and dig up Brian's grave, I think that would have been more satisfying. As an ending. They should have played that one out instead of the other thing. But because it's Lakeith Stanfield, I'm gonna watch it because I love him.
You already took a sip of something brown for her nerves.
But this is why we have to drink on our podcast. This is why we drink because of stuff. I should have got one instead of water because this water ain't enough.
To the brought y'all recipe today, because baby, we needed to sip more than tea. Okay,
we're on an adventure, y'all. Yes,
oh,
yes, we are. Any more thoughts on just would you watch season 2, K-Fly?
Because Lakeith is in it. Hell yeah. over Apollo the
D. Ray, what are your thoughts on the show overall and season 2?
I feel like we already know that season 2 is gonna go off the trail of the damn book way more than it already has. So I'm gonna watch it, but I might wait till that shit come all the way out.
I'm still just sitting here stuck on the fact that I'm like wondering, like, did we kill Brian and put him in a gold dress, or was that all lies too? I don't know what to think anymore. Would you watch season 2? D. Ray?
I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna be happy about it.
Right. Well, my thoughts are everything here can go to hell in a handbasket. I don't care. I don't care because people literally fried their brains trying to piece stuff together, over analyzing situations.
Y'all definitely overanalyzed it so much.
Stuff that never actually happened in the book. Stuff that held no president here for nothing had people doing whole damn dissertations. I don't really care for a season 2. They can sit on that shit.
They gotta give me an end though. You don't want an end.
You don't want the adventure? So they can tell us they was on the adventure. What are they gonna do? Stop time?
Y'all gotta see it through. Y'all gotta go see how they get the baby, and y'all gotta see this. Y'all gotta see the big one and the whole network of kindergartners and all.
Kindergarten.
Y'all gotta go see that.
You ain't say it right.
I want to see a kindergartner. I go to my son's school class. I ain't gotta wait on nothing. I don't want to know nothing else. Like, I don't care. I don't care anymore because I literally watched people this week like break this show down to like,
nothing.
People were working hard out here. So the fact that it's just like it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just not here for that. If a season 2 does come, will I watch it? Maybe. I can't guarantee that. Am I going to talk about it? Would I review the show episode for episode? Absolutely not. I will do something like this, go live again, and just give y'all my random thoughts because this clearly was never worth anybody's intricate ass breakdown or anybody's man hours because it was the lies. It was all lies. It was all lies. So I'm gonna take this off. I'm just out of breath now. I just don't know.
I had to take my glasses off. I can't even see straight. I'm cried laughing. So
girl, you've been blocked for like 30-45 minutes now. That I just, I thought about it. And Apollo is the god of music, poetry. He was never a fucking warrior. Why is that the war cry? Ran out my life.
Get in the live, baby. It don't matter. We all here.
My kindergartner.
Right? Kindergarten, baby, get in here. Alexander, we got kindergartners in the chat. Alexander, son, we might be asleep. Because if the kindergarten, we need some kindergarten.
I hope mine is. She need to be asleep.
It's the real Brian,
take over this.
It's the real Brian. He was hiding in the woods. So he had to peep out. I'm sorry.
Despite everything, this has been very fun. I have not laughed this like lengthy in a minute, like real gut wrenching. I'm crying laughter. I haven't done this in a long time.
Come on over to the Whore and Hooch. This is just how we do.
I did not set out to initially have this kind of like. I'm mad at myself today. I got all my screenshots just for nothing. It was all just a lie.
Sorry.
It was needed. We had to get to it. We had to get to the root of this was nonsense. So
look, Keith, we trusted you. We did. We trusted you. Oh, season 2 is demon. I don't know. It looked real. I'm like, what the hell is that? A dragon? They descend from dragons. But it looks like a
Game of Thrones
reptilian
gonna
type
make
of
an
eye.
appearance.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm done connecting anybody's dots. I cannot understand how Lakeith read this book and decided to give it a show. I can understand, but I could understand a quick little limited mini series or maybe even a movie.
That's all I thought. Reading the book, it wasn't enough to be trying to stretch out for multiple.
Clearly,
It's just not
clearly
enough.
it was not. Bree over there cracking up. Let's see. Changeling is Darius' fever dream. It could be. It could be. This could be a whole ATL Atlanta, Darius somewhere in Atlanta doing this and wearing a hat. Because what is this? he about to wake up in that deformation chamber.
Oh, Lord. You know that is where we left them.
He said, pack it up. Yeah, y'all. This is oh, the baby is sleeping. My bad, honey. We was having kindergartners in the chat. He don't be sleeping this time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, honey.
I wish mine was asleep.
The kindergartners was coming outside. I have my own kindergarten, so I just thought it'd be befitting, bring some sparkle to the show. I'm sorry, honey. I won't yell yet. Yes, you squandered whole trust. But guys, this has been a choice. I could say that. This has been a thing. I am going to give you ladies the screen once again to let everybody know where to find you and what to expect over there on Horror and Hooch.
Yes, please. Yes, y'all, this is what we do. We talk about horror shows and movies and we sip something and we just have a good time. We have been turning up for Halloween season, y'all. Please check out our page, subscribe to us on YouTube, The Fifth Wall. Hit that subscribe button on The Fifth Wall. We have a whole lot of fun in our Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, look us up, Horror and Hooch. We post in there daily. We have contests. We have trivia. We are huge Halloween fans. Because we are huge horror fans, we have been going all the way in for Halloween season. If you love horror, if you love Halloween, find us on Facebook at Horror and Hooch and hit that subscribe button at The Fifth Wall.
She does that so well. I just let her go. That's the only time she stopped speaking.
Once again, I'll put their link in the chat so you guys can go and subscribe to their YouTube channel. And you should also be sure to go and link up with them on all of their platforms, Twitter, and I think you guys are on Twitter, right? Are you on Twitter?
Yes.
We on Twitter. We just don't be tweeting. We just like to
ain't on nothing. Twitter and TikTok.
And,
all those things. Clearly, it's a good time over there because K-Bly just played with all my little intentions. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna bring her back though, even though she, it's okay.
Come on, we're gonna come back and we're gonna have some drinks next time. It's gonna be even worse.
Yeah, girl, we're gonna bring you a recipe next time. I'm good for that.
But thank you guys so much for being here. You ladies do not click off just yet. I just want to have a brief word with you. Everybody here, please go and don't hold this live for yourselves, because when you guys don't like and comment down there at the bottom, don't nobody get to see this. Everybody needs to see this live. Everybody needs to be well informed. Be sure to drop down and leave a comment, as well as leave a like, leave your disdain. Even if you just want to drop down and say you want an adventure, leave it at the bottom.
I want an adventure.
To make sure that we get the word out on the trick-or-treativeness of this goddamn show. We got tricked and it wasn't a treat.
I love you, Lakeith.
It was a trick. Thank you guys so much for riding with us for these 2
Thank you.
hours.
Thank you, Tyra, for having us here. Thank you so much.
No problem. We are out. You guys, don't ever say I didn't do anything for you. Good night.